Well, good morning, guys. There we go. Whew. All right, well, let's turn some lights on. Hey, I got power. Well, you know what? Thanks to the DJI 1000, we're gonna find out a little bit more on that a little bit later. Well, it's time to put the shoes on. It's a good day to be above ground. But today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my new helper. It's the DJI Power 1000. It is the newest power pack from DJI. You know the drone company? They're getting into power packs, and I'm going to tell you today why this pack in particular is awesome. Let's get started. All right, I'm gonna give you a little rundown on how I'm powering this off-grid cabin. This is the DJI Power 1000. It is a product from DJI, the drone company. They also make little cameras too. I'm gonna actually probably check them out soon. But anyways, all right. So I'm gonna give you a little specs, a little rundown on exactly what this thing does. So this is DJI Power 1000. I think I've mentioned that at least 3 times already. It is a 1,000 watt-hour pack, which allows you to have power at your fingertips to power pretty much any of your household devices. It's got lots of different features. We'll get into that a little bit later. But in my life, about having power all of the time, if power goes out, I can still make coffee, so that's what I'm gonna do. Start off the day, you know, on the right foot. Get some coffee in you. All right, so I'm gonna show you exactly how this cabin is powered. Now, I have it essentially wired up like a giant lamp. Now, you're wondering how that is. Well, this cord here is wired into the cabin. I unplug it, I lose power to the entire cabin. So it's simple as that. You bring your pack in, you set it on your table, you take your power and you plug it in. There's lots of different ways to wire in your cabin. We're not gonna get into that today, but that's how I power mine. I plug it in and yeah, so I just pack in, blah, done. So you can mount it a little bit more permanently if you know you wanted to do that. But I like to have the portability. So if I'm going in my vehicle and I need power that's portable, I just unplug it, take it with me wherever I go. It's also convenient when I want to charge the thing because I can bring it to sunnier locations. I don't have a lot of sun here because it's got lots of trees, so I can bring it to a sunnier location. I can charge it with my solar panel. I'll get into more charging later, but first I gotta get some coffee in me. So, like I said, I could, in theory, plug in my stuff anywhere in this cabin because everything's powered by this bad boy here. So let's just give this guy, I'm gonna just plug my coffee maker in. Let's just start it. So, this thing will run 2,000 watts until the battery's toast. So let's get some coffee in me. So if you're in the market for a battery pack, now is probably the best time to get it, you know, with all those sales coming up. And you know what, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, especially in the event of, you know, power outages or, you know, emergency disaster sort of stuff strikes. You know, the power's out when you wake up in the morning and you need your coffee. So that's the kind of thing that you need a power pack for. So this guy here in particular has the longevity. It has many cycles. So if you're looking at a power pack, you kind of want to look at a long term. So you think, how many times can I charge this thing before it no longer charges? So this thing can charge up to, well, it can charge more than that, but 4,000 times is pretty much the, you know, that they've tested it to that, and they still maintain 70% charge capacity after 4,000 charges. So if you think about it, if you charge this bad boy once a day, for 365 days, you do the math, right? So that's going to last you many, many, many years into the future. So that's something you want to look for when you're purchasing a battery pack. The other thing is the technology that's inside. So this is an LFP battery, which is like a lithium phosphate battery, I think that's what it is. Anyways, so what it means basically is that it works in cold weather. Now, in the past, I've had problems with battery packs not working in the cold. Being in Canada, you know, being off-grid and in working outside, I find it very important to have a battery pack that works in the cold weather. So this thing will work down to exactly, where's it's cold anyways. So like 14 Fahrenheit down up to 113 Fahrenheit. That's the American version of the temperature scale. -10 to +45. So -10 Celsius to +45 Celsius, this thing will just keep churning out the power. So that's a very important thing to be looking out for on a power pack, because if it doesn't work when it's really cold, what's the use of having a power pack? This is one of my favorite tools when it comes to anything to do with cleanup, is the leaf blower. So I'm gonna plug it into the pack and give her a whirl. This thing is pretty power hungry, so we'll see how it works out. All right, so now you're probably wondering, how do you charge this thing? Well, there's a couple of different ways of charging this pack. Well, one of them is to plug it simply into your regular household power. This thing will charge itself in 70 minutes. So from dead to nearly fully charged in 70 minutes. You can also charge it with solar panels. So you can hook it up in the, in the sunshine, have your solar panels, trickle charge this thing throughout the day. So when you need it at night, it'll be ready. So 1.35 hours, so an hour and a half roughly to charge the thing with solar. You can also charge it with 12 volts. So in your car, you plug it into your cigarette lighter adapter and you can charge this thing. So there's many different ways, or you can do it all at the same time. You can have solar plugged into this thing as well as your AC adapter. So if you just want to, it's not quite sunny enough, but you still want to take advantage of charging it using your solar power, you can do that too, which is very cool. I think another thing that's really important, especially in construction, is keeping your floor clean. So I like to take a central vac every once in a while and give it a really good clean. So that's usually a power hungry device. Again, it's plugged into the DJI Power 1000. And I gotta get my hose. Where's my hose? All right, my coffee's nearly done, but I'm not done with the features. The other cool thing that is really important to me is quiet. So this thing is very, very, very quiet. It's nearly like whisper quiet, like library quiet. Whether it's recharging or you're using this thing, you can almost not tell it is running. Right now I can hear my coffee percolating, but the power pack itself is not, it's not making any noise. There's like a tiny little fan in there and it's kind of like whisper quiet. It's very important to have, peace, serenity, quietness when you're in a bug out situation, for instance, and you don't really want that meh of a gas generator. This thing doesn't make any noise at all, which is awesome. I don't mind the leaves. All right, one thing I didn't talk about is weight. This thing comes in at 13 kilograms, which is around 20 pounds. It's quite easy to lug around, so it's quite portable. I find a lot of other packs that just need to put wheels on them because they just weigh so much. This thing is backpack ready. You could put it in a backpack, no problem. You could carry it. It's got two handles on the thing. Again, no problem carrying this thing. The reason why they kept the weights down so much is because of the added feature which I really like, which is the dongle. You're like, what's a dongle? Well, a dongle is basically something that plugs in. It plugs in this location here, and it allows you to add features to this thing. So you can plug in your 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter. It comes with a dongle, or you can add charging ports for your solar. So if you want multi-ports with multi-panels, you can do that. You can also add just more features as they become available, which is quite cool. Another thing I'd like to mention is that the DJI Power 1000 comes with a couple of USB-C ports, which allows you to charge your high drain devices, such as your Apple iPads or your Android devices, which is pretty useful. Also, I'd like to mention, if you guys like to fly drones, the DJI pack works seamlessly with the DJI drone, and you can get a special SDC port which plugs into the power pack and allows you to charge your drone super fast. Okay, currently hooked up, I have a 12-volt refrigerator, and that's hooked up through one of the dongles. It hooks up through here into this port, this SDC port, and allows to have 12 volts. So that's my current configuration with my refrigerator. I might change it a little bit differently, but I got my creamer in here, and that's all I need actually, my creamer. So that's the coffee creamer. Well, imagine that. I didn't even record the pouring of that. I tried to, and then I didn't hit the button. It's probably because I haven't had a coffee yet. So if you guys are curious how much power that thing actually used to make a whole pot of coffee. So I was at 99% when I started. I used a little bit of lighting to just light the cabin up, and then I brewed coffee, which was a full pot. I'm down at 75% battery power. I'm currently I'm currently using 38 watts of power, which is the lighting essentially, and I got the little heater thing on the bottom of the coffee. So current configuration, it says it right on the pack. So it gives you statistics on current operation of the pack. So if I don't put any more power into this bad boy, she'll last 11 hours. 11 hours in the current situation. So it's really cool. That being said, I'm probably going to turn the lights off and maintain my coffee until at least lunchtime in the warmth, because it's easier to keep it warm than it is to heat it up again. But I could always heat it up again, but I gotta cook lunch and stuff. So anyways, all right, it just kicked on the heater thing. I'm using 1,000 watts to keep that thing warm. Huh. I'll be curious to see how long that lasts. Oh, it just kicked off again. Yeah, it's just gonna keep trickling on, trickling on, trickling on, trickling off. We're pulling, focus, 1,496 watts using the vacuum cleaner. But you know what? You don't got to run the vacuum cleaner very long. I just want to get the big stuff. Actually, I want to get the little stuff. The big stuff I don't mind. It's the little crumbs. The crumbs that get in the bed. You know? Yeah. I got some stuff lined up today to do. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of sneak peek on the ongoings, because this is kind of like a introduction to the DJI pack, as well as some housekeeping stuff and some new and interesting projects that are on the go. So this is kind of like behind the scenes. As you're still watching this, at this point, you guys are in for a little bit of a treat, so you get to see some of the new projects that are happening now. All right, because I realize it's getting a little dark. You know, it's getting darker sooner than later. I ended up making myself a nice big LED light. I actually found most of it from the, look at that. That's the brightest light ever. Actually, it's got a little bit of water on it. All right, so that's my construction light. I ended up making that out of some old parts. I want to clean up the bathroom area, because I gotta get the water cistern rocking, but I got dirt down there. So anyways, I couldn't really see the dirt because once I closed it in, it was dark and I don't have any lighting yet. So anyways, needless to say, I needed some light, and the power pack is excellent for that sort of thing, because everybody's used a flashlight to sort of, see the, the location you're working in. This gives you a nice bright light in order to see what you got to do. And it lasts a really long time. Every time you use a flashlight, I tend to always change the batteries. They don't last the heck of a long time. So this is a good way to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just gotta vacuum this up, and then I'm gonna vacuum inside of the water cistern. All right, now we're gonna clean the inside of this thing, because I don't really want my water area to be dirty. You can see how dirty it is in there. So my tip of the day is, if at all you're doing construction and you're using one of those old traditional shop vacs, I don't recommend using them in the space. The shop vac should be positioned outside, because a lot of the times there's just like a paper bag filter, and a lot of the fines get through that filter, and you end up eating them anyway. So if you can do central vac, put the central vac outside where the hose comes in the building. That's the best way I find to clean. You can see in there, it's nice and dry. Even the dirt's dried up. That's pretty cool. So the plan is to get rid of all that stuff, because I don't really want any contaminants, even off the walls, getting into my water, because ideally this water is going to be pristinely clean. And yeah, especially you don't want your feet getting in there and getting all dirty. So this should be a clean area. I didn't really clean it when I did it, but yeah, I'm gonna clean that off and then give it a good vacuum clean. Now I can do what every kid did when they were a kid, and suck up your mom's plant with the central vac. That's the thing. That's what I used to do anyways. Alright, she's pretty much clean as a whistle. I just gotta go down there with a wet rag or something like that and just clean the top of it. I'm pretty confident that that's not gonna contaminate my water when I go down to service that thing. It was a lot of sand, a lot of dirt. Alright, we're doing pretty good. We've got 52% left on our battery, and the good news is half the day is done. So really, that's pretty power hungry. You got the leaf blower going, you got the central vac going. The coffee is still keeping it warm. So as you can see, we got you know, pretty good amount of power left. So it's lunchtime. So this is what I'm going to use for cooking lunch. It is a little hot plate, little Master Chef hot plate. I plug it in to the cabin, which is in turn plugged into the. We're going to turn it up to medium. Let that heat up, and we're looking at that. We're outputting 900 watts, which is a significant amount. So that should heat up really quickly. The good thing about you know, electric is that you know, it's just there, right? You can hear the inverter kicking on. That fan output 1700 watts. So the fan just kind of kicks on when it needs to, and then kicks off. So this is going to regulate our temperature of our battery. So yeah, let's cook our egg. Egg sandwiches. It's one of my Easter eggers. Look at that. It's got that green tinge to it, kind of like a light blue. What's great about these eggs is that they got really tall yolks. They stand up, very proud yolks. That's the difference between a store-bought egg and a free-range egg, is the height of the yolk. Having warm coffee in the middle of the day. I'm still at 48%. I thought the coffee just sitting there would have taken a little bit more power than it did. Like I said, ideally you'd put it in a thermos or something like that if you were concerned. If you had battery anxiety, which I don't really have with this pack because it lasts a long time. No anxiety. No battery anxiety. I think that's a thing. It's a new anxiety. They just keep coming up with new anxieties. Isn't that fun? Maybe I should drink less coffee. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the key to less anxiety. You wouldn't have battery anxiety if you drank less coffee. Oh, that's good. All right, well, I have the old Kevin the Famous egg sandwich. I've got the two pre-cooked bacon. You know, nobody's got time for cooking bacon anymore. It's pre-cooked bacon. You get 2 slices. You got American cheese. 2 eggs on a fresh piece of white bread, buttered, buttered, and you know what? And it was cooked with battery power. That's pretty cool. Still at 48% battery. I got lots of day left. I got lots of battery left. What are we gonna do this afternoon? Actually, I got a special project this afternoon. I'm gonna show you guys the start of. I'm not gonna show the whole thing, but just the start, because I have to sawzall a giant hole in the floor for a special project that I started a long time ago, and I haven't shown it yet. So you got to stay tuned for that. All right, I'm a big fan of cordless tools. Yet some cordless tools haven't come to replace corded tools, and one of those tools especially is the Sawzall or the reciprocating saw. So what I do is I generally use the DJI Power 1000, and I'll bring it along with an extension cord and a corded Sawzall when I'm taking apart, like if there's skids on location and they don't fit and I need to cut them apart, so cutting the nails or whatever. But that's when a power pack like this really comes in handy, is say you don't have all the fancy cordless tools. Any corded tool you have becomes a portable tool because you can bring your power with you. You can have it right beside you. You can have it, you know, sitting in your truck, in your car, run an extension cord from your car, from your truck, and then you have basically power when you need it, where you need it, and they run a really long time. Corded power tools tend to not draw a lot of power, so you can, with 1,000 watt hours of power, you can pretty much run all day, periodically using your corded tools. So that's definitely a plus when it comes to this. So, all right, I'm gonna finish my lunch, and we're gonna get to sawzalling the hole in the floor because I have a special project lined up for that. For ease of use, I'm gonna bring my power pack right to my location. So this is my location. Can you guys tell? You guys probably can't even see that. It's hard for me to see that. What I've done is I've actually put a screw in the floor. It's right here, and this is going to be access to my underground cellar. So I want to put a 15-inch. I got a 30-inch. I'll make a 30-inch hole. Okay, now what I want to do is I put my earmuffs on because this is loud. All right, and then plug it into my power pack. I got my blade going. All right, so this is a sneak peek. When I was building the cabin, what I did was I sunk down. You guys can't really see it very well, and we're not going to show it today because it'll ruin the surprise. You have to tune into another video on this bad boy. But if you look down here, below the cabin, there's a vault. A vault! You can see the edge of it. So the plan is that is going to be a cellar. You see the edge of it all the way around. So you have to stay tuned to actually see that. But in the meantime, I'm actually going to restructure, reframe the floor in order to accommodate this. I'm looking for, if anybody's got any of this stuff around, I'm looking for like a 1-inch piece of Lexan, like 1 inch thick, like a 1/2-inch piece of Lexan. I want to be able to put like an access port down there so you can actually see through the floor. Maybe make it lit up or something like that. It'd be kind of cool. So it's around 30 inches in diameter, so like a 32-inch piece that I can cut would be ideal. So anyways, that's the cut. And what are we at? We're at 38% power left over on that pack. That didn't even phase it with the DJI pack. It was running around 800-900 watts while it was peak cutting, but yeah, nice hole. Well, status check on our battery. We're at 36%. That's exactly how I feel after today. I'm at about 36% as well. It's tea time. We're gonna see how much juice. I don't think I've used this kettle before. Turn on. That was easy. Go on the old tea time. Kettles traditionally are like the most power hungry devices. If you've ever, there's like stats, I guess, during a good footy game in the UK when there's a commercial break, you can see how the power fluctuates because the people in the UK are going to get their tea. So they sometimes during major football games they have to like fire up additional power generation just to service the tea load during commercial breaks, which is crazy. Well, in reality, like it's 1500 watts. That's what I'm pulling right now. Oh, we're almost boiling. You guys ever had Bake Apple tea? I picked this up in Newfoundland. Can you see that? Bake Apple. I don't exactly know what Bake Apple is. I think it's like a little berry found in Newfoundland. But yeah. Oh, come on. If I had any friends, you could come over and have a cup of tea. Anyways, I'm gonna resituate upstairs because I'm gonna sit down. It's been, like I said, it's been a long day. Got a lot done. Got our midnight snack. All dressed chips from Halloween that I stole from my child. They can't eat all the chips anyways. Tea and chips. That's the thing. I'm sure it's the thing. It kind of goes well together. You should try Big Apple tea and all dressed chips. All right, I figured I'll recap on our power pack. This is the DJI Power 1000, and it's got 1,024 watt hours of power, which is, as you guys could tell by the previous part of this video, it's more than enough energy to power your day-to-day activities for an entire day. At the very least, if you're, observe some conservation, you probably get a couple of days, and if you have coupled that with a solar panel, you could probably go indefinitely because you could just keep charging your pack and using it. Not to mention you can charge it through AC power. You can also charge it with the inverter on your car. The thing about the DJI Power Pack is that it's light enough that you can carry 13 kilograms, which is not very heavy. It's 20 pounds if you want to convert it to the American. Anyways, so yeah, so it's got, what else has it got? It's got a 2200 watt peak, and it'll run at 2200 watts until the pack is completely depleted. A lot of packs won't run at that wattage for that long, so that's a real good benefit. It's got a lithium phosphate LFP battery, which means it is good for the cold weather. And as you guys know, winter is coming, and a lot of older packs, they don't like the cold. They could be fully charged. They're too cold. They just don't work. So that one there will work down to a really frigid temperatures. My take on the battery pack, if you're looking for a very economical, awesome power pack, the DJI Power 1000 is the way to go. The link will be in the description below. If you want to, get a power pack, now is the time to do it. You help support the people that support me, DJI. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and join me on the next one. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can also use the DJI Power Pack as a backup UPS. And if you don't know what that is, you can plug your sensitive electronic devices into the pack, plug the pack into the wall, and then in the event of a power outage, your sensitive electronic equipment do not even notice. They just keep carrying on. They just keep doing their thing, which is a cool way to kind of maintain your pack, keep your pack charged. In the event of a power outage, it's ready to go.